my sixth show on Whatnot. I don't know. I'm starting to lose count, but I'm so stinking excited for it. I can hardly stand it. I am really having a great time. This Whatnot thing is just spectacular. So I thought I would come on and I'm going to do a little bit of sales and I'm going to do a lot of crafting. So I hope that's okay. We're going to be doing a lot of crafting today. I have some Stampin' Up! Products that I'm using. This Amber Autumn Trees, stamps and dies, the patterned paper that goes with it, the embellishments, the ribbon, the trim, all the things. This is part of a suite called Autumn Toile. And I actually need to make some samples for a presentation I'm doing. And also, I've got a gal who's doing her very first Stampin' Bingo in a couple of weeks, and she's using this collection. So we are designing projects for that as well. So there's a lot to be done, and I'm kind of multitasking because I'm coming on live with you guys so that you can craft along with me and just enjoy visiting and the process and all of those things. And also doing another bit of live and doing a little bit of sales as well. So this should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'm getting the hang of it by now. All right, let's see. Kristen, Crafty Kayla, Lynn, Sherry, Lee, Tracy, thank you all so much for being in here already. I am so excited to get started. I've got a lot to do, and and I just need to get it done. Hi, Once Before. How's it going? In addition to um, in addition to all of the projects that I need to be doing and the sales that I will be showing and having here in a moment, I also will be doing a couple of giveaways. So this is going to be a lot of fun. All right. Yeah, it is going to be a ton of fun. Okay, first things first here. I need to set up my little giveaways right quick. So give me just a moment. That way I don't forget to do it. Okay, and that's good. That's good. All right, I got that. And then I need this one. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to do a buyer's giveaway and a follower giveaway. So if you're not already following me, I would love for you to follow. If you don't mind to share me, oh man, I would love that too. Invite your friends to come in and let's do some crafting together, okay? All right, here we go. There. And I think I'm getting better at all of this. We shall see. I had a really great mail day today. I actually had a lot of happy mail. I went live earlier and did an unboxing for all of the things. It was so much fun. And gosh, it was really just a good time. All right, let's see here. I've got to put it in a category. There we go. And let's see. There and there and there, and we are good. All right, and let me get the picture on there because it didn't do the picture. But that's okay if it doesn't. We're going to get right into things here in just a moment. So let's see here. Edit, please. Okay, well, don't edit then. Whatever. Options. It's not going to let me edit it, but that's okay. I don't care. We're moving on. We're still moving on. Okay, let me get in here and I've got to grab my cord because I am going to run low if I don't. Here we go. All right, how's everybody doing this evening? Are y'all doing good? I hope that everyone is having fun today. You're ready to start your weekend. Anne, hello, how are you? Hey, T. Wyatt, how's it going, girlfriend? All right, there we go. I am just getting my page set up here and my phone so that I can handle things better. Linda, how are you? Oh, 3-day weekend. Yes, thank goodness for the holiday, right? I think, you know what? I don't know if that means, is my husband going to be home all weekend too, 3-day weekend? Oh my goodness. Tam Tam made hers a 4-day or made theirs a 4-day. That's awesome. I love it. All right. Okay, so I think I'm good here. I hope anyway. You know what? That's okay. We go with the flow and it'll be just fine. There we go. All right, put that there. What are you guys going to do for the weekend then? If you've got such a long weekend, what are you going to do with it? Huh? I think that we might barbecue because, that's always good. And the weather has finally cooled off enough to be nice. I actually have the windows open in my studio and I can hear the crickets and the katydids and all the little creatures that are whispering and singing about how excited they are that it's nice out. It sounds fabulous. I absolutely love it. It's probably my most favorite sound ever. I could sleep to it and sleep well. All right, let's see. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, you're going to be barbecuing also, Linda? That's wonderful. Hello, Ashley. How are you? All right, guys. I've done a little bit of work already today, so I'll show those to you. One of the things I have is this little item here. So I mentioned that one of my girls is doing a Stampin' Bingo, and this is going to be one of her table gifts for all of her attendees. So it says, "You're simply the best," and super stinking cute, and it'll have this bottle of liquid glue in it for them. So if they haven't done any crafting before, they'll be able to have their own glue, which will be perfect. So I've got that. And then this card, "Grateful for You," and it has copper embossing, and I'm not sure, there you go, if you can see it, but it's got copper embossing on the leaves and then the sentiment here. And it's just absolutely beautiful. Hi, Lisette. How are you, darling? And then the beautiful little bling. So the attendees are getting a goodie bag, and in the goodie bag, they're going to be getting the bling. And I don't know if she decided to give them the twine or if she decided to give them this really cool textured ribbon right here. Now, this card is actually cased from my Stampin' Up! Catalog, which unfortunately I can't even show the inside of yet because it doesn't go live until September 3rd. So we've got a couple of days before it even goes live. So these products aren't all even available yet. But this one is totally cased from the catalog. It's not my design, but it is absolutely gorgeous. The designer did an amazing job, and I am loving that copper foil paper as a background. So stinking cute. And then I colored the images here with our watercolor pencils, which was a lot of fun. And then you can see, of course, I've put the same bling on those as well. So we've got that. But because that one is just a copied image, I want to create a few more options. And like I said, I have a presentation that I'm going to be doing. I don't know when it's going live, but I have to have my presentation prepared and ready by the 10th. And I want to have as many samples as I can possibly muster up, right? Because these products are absolutely gorgeous. And, my purpose for doing the presentation is for Stampin' Up. It'll be on their demonstrator Facebook page, is to be able to showcase the products, how amazing they are, yada, yada, yada. Basically, it's my job to want them to buy all the things. No pressure whatsoever. All right, so we have these two, here, let's do it this way. These two stamp and die bundles. It is part of what they call a mega suite. And hi, Sufi's Daughters. Oh, Sufi's Daughters collection. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Anyway, it's a mega suite, so it has 2 sets of stamps and dies. It has beautiful paper. It has actually the ribbon is what comes with it. So it's that ribbon right there, and then the bling. This is all part of the suite. And so I need to focus especially on these items, but I also brought in the twine that was from an online exclusive item. And then I brought in the Etched Autumn stamp set for the background. That's what made that beautiful foiled embossed right there, that copper embossed layer. And then this embossing folder did the background on it too. So I actually brought in some elements from both of the sets because they coordinate so nicely and I really want to be able to use them all. Okay, now that I've told you all about it, I can go ahead and get started working. So let me set these things off to the side here for just a moment. And I've got some scraps over here. I'm going to make a little hidden paper clip. First of all, because I made one the other day and wouldn't you know, someone bought it right away. And I thought to myself, oh, doggone it, I didn't even get a picture of that. So I can't even copy it again. I'll just have to do another one. So what I'm going to need are my paper clips. And I like to use these big ones here. So I like these ones. You can use the little ones too. I've got an assortment here, but I'm going to go ahead and make this one first because it's going to be quick and simple-ish. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, shall we? All right, let me get a sip of water because my mouth and throat are dry for no reason whatsoever. Hi, Michelle. How are you? All right. So to make a hidden paper clip piece, the first thing that we need to do is get a piece of cardstock, and we want that cardstock to measure 8.5 inches by 1.5 inch. So let's just see if this is 1.5 inches. How lucky am I? I love keeping my scraps together in my paper packs so that I actually use them, because otherwise I forget they exist. It's one of those out of sight, out of mind things, right? I'm sure you guys don't know anything about that. Okay, let's cut this at 8.5 inches, first of all. So that means that if you were using a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I believe you can get 5 of these bases out of one piece of paper. So it would make a really simple and inexpensive gift too. You got book readers in your family, make them a few of these cute little decorative bookmarks. They'll love it. Okay, now that I've got my 8.5 by 1.5, I'm going to score it at 3.25 inches on that same side. Okay, so on the long side there. Okay. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Okay, now I have my piece. It's 8.5 by 1.5, and it's scored at 3.25. And I'm going to go ahead and bend on that score mark and burnish the line there. I'm going to try to stay inside my view here as well. There we go. Okay, and I lost my paper clip. There it is. Okay. All right, now here's the whole trick of the deal. You've got your shorter side of paper and your longer side of paper, right? We're going to put the longer side of the paper clip on the shorter side of the paper, and the shorter side of the paper clip on the longer side of the paper. And I promise that makes sense. All right, now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and turn it, and we're going to line it right up with the edge of that short side, and then give just a little bit of a crease right there. All right. And then I'm going to bring it over the top. So this is the part we've creased it up, and then I'm going to bring it right back over, and I'm going to make sure that I've got it lined up straight. Okay. And then I'm going to crease it again. All right. Hey, Random Reseller. Hi, Rachel. How are you guys? All right. Now that I have that, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to fold it over the top of that paper and then line it up so it's even. Okay. Just like that. All right. Now I'm going to undo the entire thing, and I'm going to burnish all of those score lines so they're really good and crisp. Okay, so I just want to make sure that my paper is lined up nice. All right, there we go. Okay, and then this one. There we go. And then this one. Come on now, line up. There we go. We want it to be straight and even. Okay, now that we have all of our lines burnished, we're going to put it back together. So again, I've got my shorter side and my longer side. I'm going to put the longer edge of my paper clip on the shorter side of my paper, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to start on this side, and this is the one that has the most folds. I'm going to start here and not grabbing that Tombow that's not open. I'm going to grab my own, and I'm going to add a bit of glue here. So what I want to do is I want to put some glue all over right here, and I'm going to be really easy on the edges. I don't want it to ooze out. Okay. And I'm going to put glue on this section as well. All right, and then I'm going to bring that up and make sure I've got it straight. Okay. All right. Now then, I'm going to put glue here, all over here, and here. And when I get ready to close it up, I'm going to close up this side first. Now, I know when we made the folds, we put that side down first and then went like that. But this time, we're going to put this piece in and fold that over. The reason why we did that is because you see that there's a little space here between the paper clip and that score line. It's because we used this as the guide for how far down this bookmark is going to go. And so by scoring it on the outside of it, we've got this fold where we want it, so that when we put it together this way, these edges line up. Okay, that's the reason why we do that. I hope that makes sense to you. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add glue to the inside of all three of these panels. Remember, you want to be really gentle with the edge so it doesn't ooze out on you. Okay, and I know it looks like a lot of glue, but it's really not. It's just because the glue is white on a dark surface, but I'm actually barely putting it on. It's not raised up at all. It's just smeared on there. I'm literally just using as much as what touches the tip of the applicator. Okay. All right, now remember, we're going to put this short side up first. All right, I went over that one. Okay, there we go. And we're just lining it up with the edges. And I don't want to press too hard right here inside because I don't want to make that paper clip mark on the outside of my paper. All right, I'm just hugging it, so to speak. Okay. And then I'm going to put this piece on just like that, and it's going to finish up the paper clip, and it's going to look fabulous, and the paper clip will be totally hidden. Okay. All right, so there we go. Now we have our paper clip is perfectly closed up and ready to be decorated. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I have to figure out how I'm going to decorate this. And let's see, I'm sure that I'm going to do some die cutting of leaves, possibly. Let me show you a couple of others that I have. I have this guy here. This one is a lot of fun. I actually took a corner rounder to the edges and also inked up the edges around it to give it a more rustic look. This one is in my auction list, so I'll put that on here in just a moment. Here's another one. This one's filled with joy. It actually has a layer that's been embossed with some texture that's raised up on dimensionals, and then it has the ornament and the sentiment there, and it has a little bit of inking around it as well. So these are so cute, and they're very easy to do, lots of fun. Yeah, thank you. They are very cute. And then here's one of my little popcorn guys. So I'm going to be doing some traveling in the next few weeks, and I actually had anticipated not doing another Stampin' Bingo for myself until early next year, but I think I'm going to be doing a popcorn themed one because I was playing with the popcorn guy. It's called Pop and Buy right there, and it is absolutely freaking adorable. And I found some really cool gifts and prizes and things like that. So I think I'm going to be going ahead and doing a mid-late October Stampin' Bingo myself. And this won't be the project, but isn't it cute? I mean, oh my gosh, little popcorn dude. And he reminds me of Dexter with those glasses. I don't know why, but anyway, I made another one that has a black base, and of course that popped a little bit better, and I like it better too. But anyway, these are all made the same way as this is right here. So you can kind of see how you can decorate them very nicely, super small and simple, and they just fit beautifully, as you can see, on a book page, on a scrapbook page. I actually started out with making the black one here, thinking, oh, I'm going to use that on a scrapbook layout because I have some photos of my family and I getting ready or going into and then seated waiting for a movie to start. And I have the ticket stubs from it. And I thought, you know what? I could use this little bookmark thing and clip it into the page and have it holding my ticket stubs. How cute would that be, right? It would be absolutely adorable. So anyway, that's what the little black one has gone for. And yeah, so anyways, I am going to go ahead and actually post. Let's see here. Which one shall we do first? let's do the happy reindeer guy. So it's going to be this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and run this one. So if you would like to have it for yourself, you can go ahead and bid on it there. And I'm going to go ahead and figure out what I'm going to do with this one here. So if you'd like to have that little bookmark, you can go ahead and bid on it now. And I'm going to turn my fan on because it's a little warmer in here than I necessarily want it to be. All right, there we go. So let's see here. I'm thinking that first of all, I want to bring in some of my pieces and scraps. All right, and I've got some leftover bits, like this piece right here. Initially, I was going to use it for a front panel, and then I missed the entire section embossing. So I was like, good Lord, what was I doing there? So instead of wasting the piece, I salvaged it by cutting that circle out there. So that's why that is. But I'm wondering if, yes, it does have enough on there. Okay, so let's see. Where's my ruler? There it is. All right. Hi, Susan. How's it going? All right, let's see here. We're obviously 1.5 by 1.5. So if I did that at 1 3/8 by 1 3/8, that would be a fabulous little piece. Okay, so here we go. All right, 1 3/8. All right, and 1 3/8 there. All right. Did I say the score was at 3.5? No, it's at 3 1/4, so it's 3.25, love. 3 1/4, not 3.5. All right, there we go. I think that would be good. Okay, and you know, I measured that, and yet it doesn't look right. It needs to be 1 3/8 by 1.5. That's got to be a little longer than 1 3/8. So let's see if I go here and do 1 3/8. By 1.5. There we go. All right, it's just slightly bigger than the other one. Okay, so this is 1 3/8 by 1.5, and that fits much, much better. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I will glue this on. Okay. Yeah, that gives me just that slight little border on either side. Hold on now. Don't get too excited, friend. There we go. Oh, that is so cute already, isn't it? All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, now I think I want to cut. You can see that I did one of the leaves on each of these. So let's put that. Oh, and you want to hear something awful? This set is brand new. As in, I just got it a couple of days ago and I've only used it twice. I lost a stamp. I lost a stamp. And I have looked all over my studio for it. It is nowhere to be seen. And I don't even know if I don't know. I don't know if it landed on the floor and stuck to somebody's shoe. And if it did, maybe it made its way up the stairs and maybe the dog ate it. I don't know. I don't know. But it stinks because it's the one that I used for the little glue holder. You're simply the best. So if I don't find it soon, I'm going to have to buy another stamp set. And if I buy another stamp set, I'll find the bloody stamp because that's how it works, right? I don't know if it works that way with you, but it certainly works that way with me. And oh, you understand, don't you, once before? Yes. Oh, it's awful. Absolutely awful. So, anyway, we'll see here. All right, guys. I've got my die machine over here on a little table beside me. So I'm just going to turn and die cut these little leaves right quick. So I'm right here, but I'm just right here. Oh yeah, it is the worst thing ever, isn't it? Especially when it's a brand new set. I have never actually lost I have never actually lost a stamp before. One time, one time, I accidentally let one go down the drain. But I didn't lose it. I know exactly where it went. I just couldn't catch it before it went down into my septic tank. And no offense, but I'm absolutely not going to go fish it out of there. No, it's fine. And I was devastated over that too, but that's the only 2 times in the history of ever that I have lost a stamp or misplaced or whatever. And it was so sad. But this one hurts badly because I just got the stinking set and I need to use that stamp again. So, yes. Oh, I might cry too, friend. I really might. It's awful. All right. I'm going to just cutting one each of these three, uh, just cutting one each of these 3 leaves. And maybe I'll use all 3. Maybe I won't, but I'll have them available if I need them. No big deal. I am so happy for the fall to be here. I'm hearing the critters out there. Meow, 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 meow. You know what I mean. Oh, yeah. So nice. Very comfy and cozy. All right. I can't believe it's 8 o'clock already. Listen, do not be moving. You definitely don't want your dies to be moving around while you're trying to cut things. That's the next bad thing. You behave, friend. You just do what you're told, exactly how you're told it, and we'll get along fine, won't we? Yes, we will. All right. So, some of the happy mail that came in today. What is it? Junk Gypsy Sisters. If you're not following their page, you definitely want to be following their page. They have all kinds of really cool goodies. They do junk journal kits and different little bits and baubles that you can play with and add to your journals, and card making stuff. Oh, all kinds of paper crafts, and it's all so much fun. And I got a nice package from them today. I had ordered a Dreamland, I think is what they called it, a really cute little junk journal starter kit. And I can't wait to dive into it, but I've got so much stuff to do for the next couple of weeks before the first of the month that I can't even play with it just yet. Bat Mom of 3, you know them. Yeah, they're great. I love them. I got the little journal kit, and then I got 2 packages of ephemera sheets, so like sheet music and things like that to use in my journal. Oh, so fun. So much fun. All right, this is vanilla cardstock. So I need to grab my vanilla paper here and see if I can find a piece big enough. I kind of want to do, let's see, it's crazy because I can't even use that Simply the Best stamp. Ugh. It's not tucked in there anything. Okay, well, doggone it. That's because I didn't say anything, Google. My Google stopped and was like, sorry, I didn't understand. That's because I wasn't talking to you, madam. All right, let's see here. I want to do, I'm trying not to play with other papers and other stamps, but there's not a lot of small sentiments in this one. So there is that. Ooh, you know what? This has this really cute little deer die. And I wonder if I just put like that, that would be cute. But I'm not crazy about this part, so I'd have to put a trim around it or something. And I maybe should have done that before I glued that down. So I'm not going to do that. Why does my phone keep beep beep beeping? Oh, yeah. That's another thing I've got to do. I've got to make my paper pumpkin alternative project. Anyway, okay. Back on track, folks. Back on track. All right. What about this guy, though? This nice little stag. He's cute. I can actually stamp and die cut him. Oh, he's very cute. All right. Let's do that on vanilla cardstock. I think this one will work. Let's just double check. Yep. Okay. Do all of Stampin' Up! Stamps come with dies now? No, they don't. No. There are a lot of them that do, but no, they don't. They don't all. Of course, I tend to gravitate towards ones that do, but yeah, they don't. They don't all, but there are a lot of them that do. All right, let's see. I need my block here. And I think espresso is going to be my color of choice. So I'll put that. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Okay. Tap, tap, tap. Not smush, smush, smush. And then stamping them right there. I'm going to hold it for just a moment and then lift it up. And I'm not going to worry about that little mark right there because I'm actually going to be die cutting around it. So no worries. Oh, you haven't shopped there since your friend stopped selling. Well, now you have a new friend who sells. So if you're interested, just send me a message and I will hook you up, sister. Their products are wonderful. And especially now since they merged, I don't want to say they merged, but they took on a bit of Close to My Heart products. And they're doing a lot of the scrapbooking stuff now. That makes it even better. Oh, you used to sell Close to My Heart. That's wonderful. Yeah, I actually went back and forth a lot when I was deciding which one I wanted to go with because Close to My Heart, hands down, had the market on scrapbooking. Their stuff was absolutely spectacular. And I loved their little scrapbooking workshop kits. They were so awesome. And then, of course, Stampin' Up! Had the market on card making. I mean, I know Close to My Heart did card making also, but they were really, really good at scrapbooking, and Stampin' Up! Is really, really good at card making. So the two of them combined is just like, it's just like heaven. It's wonderful. I mean, it's not really wonderful for the makers that had to change everything and all that stuff. I know that was really difficult, and that's unfortunate, but I'm really glad that Stampin' Up! Was able to work out a deal with them to make the transition just a little bit easier, at least. Um, so I mean, I've been making friends with several of the close to my heart makers because they're just incredibly talented women, and they have so many great ideas, and they're wonderful. I mean, they're just absolutely wonderful. So I've been kind of chewing their ear about some of the scrapbooking things and some of the ideas, and they just have amazing ideas and they're wonderful. And it seems that Stampin' Up! Is working out for them, especially since we're doing scrapbooking things now. So that's wonderful. Oh, your friend and you kept each other in business. Yes. I loved when they had Studio J. Oh, the digital scrap pages. Yeah. I never really got into the digital scrapbooking much. Um, but I'm really a hands-on girl. Okay, guys, I'm looking at this and thinking, what on earth was I thinking to put early espresso with that copper? And what I really need to do is probably pecan pie. So I'm going to re-stamp and cut that because, ew. But I'm going to keep that piece because I'm sure I can use it for something. All right. Here we go. Clean that off. Oh, I might sneeze. Oh, dear. Phew. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. All right. Let me bring that back in. Grab pecan pie. And let's try that again. Tap, tap, tap. Not smush, smush, smush. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hi, Mama and me. How are you? There we go. Oh, yeah, that's going to be better. All right. And then another thing that I'm going to do while I've got him out here is I'm going to grab one of my water painters and very, very, very carefully, and I'm just kind of getting the water to, there we go. Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to this to lighten the color up to color it, but I'm going to be very careful because this is just regular cardstock and that is a water-based or a dye-based ink. So it will smear if we are not careful. So we're just going to kind of come in and do a little and stay away from the edges just a bit so that if it's going to bleed, it won't bleed onto the outside of the image. It'll only spread out to the ends of the image. Okay, so we're going to be really careful here. All right, I'm going to just lightly touch there. Yeah, and there. And I'm going to be oh so gentle here. Okay, there we go. Don't need quite that much. There we go. Now he's pretty, and we love that, don't we? All right. Hi, Taylor. How's it going? Kathy, welcome. Thank you guys for stopping in. Right now, we're making a little bookmark or hidden paper clip embellishment for a scrapbook page or a journal or literally whatever you want to use it for. Okay. There we go. Let me put my washi tape down so it doesn't move because that would not be fun. I really thought that our neighbor was done mowing, but maybe that's the folks behind us. So if you hear any mowing in the background, I apologize for that. I have the windows open so that I can hear the little night critters chirping and singing. And unfortunately, right now, that means I'm also listening to a lawnmower. So I apologize for that. If it gets too loud, though, let me know and I will close windows up, okay? I want you guys to be able to hear me. All right, now I'm going to carefully peel that off so it doesn't damage my piece, and that is much better. Okay. Now then, now that I've got that done, I kind of want to do a little, maybe a die cut circle to help him stand off, or a die cut square. Okay, guys, why don't you tell me, should I do, oh, it's going to cover all that up if I do. Okay, maybe not. What if we did this? I don't want to lose all of this beautiful imaging there. So maybe not that, maybe just a piece here. But I really like this guy, and let's see. I want to be able to see that embossing through there. Let's see here. Inking his edges would definitely work, actually. And I think that's going to be the way of it, too, because everything else is just going to be a bit too much. So, okay, I've got my pecan pie here, and I'm going to ink around him here, and we'll just see what we can do. There we go. And I will do a little inking around that base piece also. I could have done that with the leaves before I glued them down. There we go. All right. Here we go. He's got a nice rustic look about him now. All right. Let me bring in, do I have early espresso? I don't think I've got my early espresso over here, so I need to grab that sponge and then I can ink with that one. Hi, Texas Wildflowers. How's it going, friends? Let's see here. All right. So once before, you'll love this. If you've not seen around in a while, then you may or may not know that Stampin' Up! Had done a virtual album retreat a few weeks ago. And it was absolutely fabulous, by the way. It was something totally new to a lot of us, though. It's just not something that we had experienced before. And so I really, I let the close to my heart makers take the lead on whether it would be a good investment or not, because it was like $250. But anyway, it was actually a lot of fun, and all of the makers had said, "Oh yeah, you've got to do it because those things are so much fun." And so I said, "Well, they know, so I'm going to just follow along," and I did it, and it was a great time. It was so much fun. We learned a lot of cool new techniques, and it was just wonderful. And of course, Karen Overstreet, what's her name? Peterson, is that right? Peterson. She came over to Stampin' Up, so she's the one that's been helping Stampin' Up get familiar, I'll say, with close to my heart style of scrapbooking. What were the score marks again? 3 1/4 and whatever. Bat Mom, it was actually just 3 1/4 was the one score mark, and then we folded the paper over the paper clip. Okay, so I can show you that again here in a moment, but let me set this stuff off to the side here. Okay, there we go. So all we did, and I'm going to grab this piece. I want the Cajun Craze, and let me see if that one, let's see. All right, 8 1/2 by 1 1/2. Scored at 3 1/4, and then you just wrap it around the paper clip. Okay, so 3 1/4. There we go. So if you're wanting to craft along, friends, and you're in your craft space, get your paper out and a large paper clip. You could also use one of the small ones. You'll just do it a little bit differently. And it's really just with the measurements. All right, so I have the 8 1/2 by 1 1/2 scored at 3 1/4. Okay, and I've got that fold. All right, and then I have my paper clip, and I'm going to put the longest side of the paper clip on the shortest side of the paper. Okay, like that. And then here's where we do the folding. Okay, on the short side, we're going to fold the paper up so that it's right at the base of the paper clip. And there's another fold, so I don't have an actual measurement. It's just fold it to the end of the paper clip. And then when you turn it over, you're going to bring this part down over the front of the paper clip in the same way. So you're going to make sure and line it up, and then pinch your edges so that you have that next fold line. Okay, and then you're going to take this piece, which is the tail of the short side. You're going to take that piece and you're going to bring it up over the edge of your background piece like that. Okay, and then when you unfold it and go to glue it, you'll tuck that piece in first, and then that will line up, and that's how you do it. Okay, all right, so there's the 3 1/4 inch fold. On the short side here, we're going to go up, and then we're going to continue to go over, and then we're going to bring up that short side to get our marks. And then when we take it off, we'll burnish all of those lines, and then we'll tuck this in before we do that side so that it finishes it off neatly. Okay, I hope that helped you, Bat Mom. I hope that was good. All right, I'm going to let that set over there at the side. I'm not going to play with that one just yet. Ooh, you know what? You're most welcome, love. No worries. All right, these pieces were the little tiny centers that came out of those leaves. And I'm just wondering if I couldn't use them. So I'm going to cut a circle for this because it's going to drive me bananas if I don't. I'm going to put that off to the side here. I wish I could make my screen landscape rather than portrait. It's just not enough room, but that's okay. We'll manage, won't we? All right, I'm going to grab this out, and I'm going to grab maybe the second smallest circle here. That way I can still see a little bit of the embossing underneath there. And let me do it in, vanilla. No, let me grab some of that designer series paper. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see here. That one's not quite big enough. That one's pretty. I could use that side. Kind of wanting something a little, that one would be okay. Maybe just a little bit darker. That one would be nice. And that one, actually that one's really good. I like that. Okay, so I guess that's the one we're using. It's this one right here. That piece is a little too small though, so we've got to go bigger. But that's okay. I'll do this. And hi, S. Disney, Tosh Wallen. How are you folks? Nice to see you. Come on in. We're just crafting along a little bit, and I'll run a little bit of auction in between here. So I'm going to cut this at an inch. Was it an inch and a half? Yes, an inch and a half. Okay. And I'm using the second smallest of this. These are the Stylish Shapes dies, and I love that they've got stitching on them. It's one of my favorite things. I love when shapes have stitching. Okay, here we go. Let me come over here and die cut it. And it just makes a really nice finish on these pieces, I think. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, that is pretty. I love it. Okay, now let me put that away so I don't lose that too. I generally put everything away, but I know exactly what happened. The cling mount stamps, these guys, they have a really sticky backing on them. I mean, like that, you can see I barely even touched it and it's hanging on. They have a really sticky back on them, and if you leave them on the block for too long, they are really hard to peel back off. And so when I was finished using it the other day, but I knew I was going to come back to it again the next day, instead of putting it back in the case like I knew I should have, all I did was this and left it on my table so that it wouldn't be attached to the block. But you know what that means? That means that this could literally have clung to anything. Look at that. I barely even touched it, and I can fling my finger and it doesn't come off, which is a wonderful thing when you want it to stick to the block, but not when you want it not to stick to anything else. So anyway, I know that's what happened, and it's my own fault, but doggone it. And I have looked everywhere, y'all. I have looked on every single thing that I had on my table the other day, at least everything that I can remember. Literally everything. So I don't know. It's just gone, which is so sad. Okay, I think I'm going to put this piece on here. And what do you use for die cutting? I only have the Big Shot, but was curious what your preference is. So I actually still have my original Big Shot from way back when they first came out, but it is worn out now, totally worn out, like the wheelie just wheels. It's pitiful, but I've got it on a shelf, kind of an antique relic, if you will. But Big Shot, you cannot go wrong. Sizzix brand is absolutely fantastic. That being said, Stampin' Up! Has one of their own now, and they call it a cut and emboss machine, and that's the one that I use because it has these that go up like this, and it looks like a purse. And it's not quite as heavy and not quite as cumbersome as the Stampin' Up! Or as the Sizzix one. But it uses the same plates and pads and everything else. So any of my leftover Sizzix stuff that I had, I could use. Well, in fact, there you go. Positive. I'm using the Sizzix platform and thin plate for this one. So it actually comes with all of the things that you need. It comes with a thick embossing pad and everything. Um, and I really like it, so I use it. It's much more portable than the Sizzix Big Shot. So if you do crops, it's great to have because you can fold it up and pack it away neatly. But between that and the Sizzix, tomato, really, as far as usefulness, the only advantage this one has over the Big Shot is the fact that it folds up. So do with that information what you will, love. It depends on how much travel and whatnot you do. So, it's up to you. But yeah, they're pretty much the same. I've tried the what is it? The Gemini. I'm not crazy about that one. I've done the Spellbinders one. That one's not bad. I don't feel like it holds up as well as the Sizzix Big Shot does, or the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I would put it a little bit behind both of them. But the Big Shot and the Stampin' Cut and Emboss, I would say they're pretty well neck and neck, aside from portability. So you just can't go wrong with Sizzix. It's wonderful. All right, I've put dimensionals on the back of this piece here. And before I put it down, because I just thought about it, I've already put ink around the base part, so I should totally do that on this one too. Let me put those there. All right. And I know you may be thinking, well, it's already dark, so what's the point? It makes a difference, friends. I don't know if you can, actually you can. You can pick that up very nicely. See the difference there? It really does make a difference to ink the edges, even if they're dark and you're inking them darker, okay? You can tell right there, it makes all the difference in the world. So don't skimp on those little details when you're making things. Inking edges is one of the best ways to dress up and make your projects look finished, or looked finished, whichever tense we're living in at the time. All right, here we go. Let me put that on there. Okay. That's better. All right. That is so cute already. I love it. And you know what? Now that I've put that on there, that darker one doesn't look so dark, does it? I actually kind of like it. Huh. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's see if we take, instead of the aqua painter, let's do, do I have it over here? I do indeed. Let's do one of the blender pens instead. And let's color it with the blender pen and see how that works. All right. If you guys don't know what a blender pen is, it has almost like clear ink on the end, and it will just pick up, it's like Versamark. It'll pick up that little bit of color and transfer it to your project so you can use it as a coloring tool. All right, but it won't bubble up your paper the way that the water painter will. There we go. Yeah, I like this better, I think. Okay. There we go. We're not going to spend too much time hovering over the inked areas because we don't want it to start pulling that color. All right, so we're going to kind of work our way pretty quickly here. Okay. go. Bring up some ink. There we go. That's good. Yeah, I'm liking this better, I think. There we go. That's nice. I like that a lot better. All right, let me clear my brush here. I'll just keep it close by in case I need it. All right. Okay, now that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. All right. Let's see. How will this look if I put just a little bit of Desprig? These aren't even the leaves, but I really like those. Maybe not. Let me see the actual leaves. I need smaller ones. I may just cut these down, but I always find that if I say I should cut something down and then I do, I regret it and go, why did I do that? Why didn't I just leave it alone? I don't know, because I'm goofy that way. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Ooh, you know what? We haven't used this piece yet. I have no idea how this piece looks, but I do know what it's for. It's meant to add texture to that tree. So I wonder if maybe I can pull a couple of these little leaves and maybe use them. Or, maybe. Let's see here. What if I keep coming back to the doe and the fawn? I really like that. Yeah, that is really cool, isn't it? I will definitely cut one of those out for us to see here. That's just going to be too much unless I put him right there. But then baby is kind of maybe like this. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to tinker just a minute. So I'm going to leave this right here and that right there. I'm going to do a little bit of tinkering. Okay, this I feel needs to be cut with, do I have maybe a crumb cake out? I don't, but I have pecan pie, and that could work. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, that could work. All right, let me grab this, and I'm actually going to just go ahead and cut the whole piece, and that way we can see it. I've not seen it yet, so it helps me to be able to see it already die cut, because I'm a very visual person. So, here we go. Alright, here we are. Okay, that is really cute. Now I went off the paper just a little bit there, but I really wasn't worried about it because I knew I was going to cut that trim piece off anyway. All right, so that is what that cuts, and it is brilliant. I love it. All right, let me put that back. Okay, and then let me cut this out of Mossy Meadow. Or should I do this with, should I do this piece with Mossy Meadow and this piece with Old Olive, or should I do it the other way around? Old Olive is a little bit of a lighter color, and Mossy Meadow is right there. I'm kind of thinking that maybe this should be the background, And then Old Olive should be that piece, which means I need to grab it right quick, but that's okay. All right, here we go. And I'm going to grab a crumb cake too while I'm at it, because you never know. I change my mind so often. All right, here's Old Olive, and there's actually a pretty decent piece right there. So you can see it's just a little bit lighter. Hi, Jenny. How are you? Thanks for coming in. We're doing some crafting this evening. All right, I think that this should probably be done in the darker colors. And I'm straying from my project just a little bit to get these pieces cut, but I'm going to just cut this one and then come back, because this is the piece that I was thinking I could tuck around to make some greenery behind my deer. So let me do that right quick, and then we'll come back to the other stuff in a minute. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Huh, that is neat. Okay. Yeah, that is really neat. And it cuts it all out in one piece. I'm going to leave them right there. Okay. Hi, Shirley. How are you? Thanks for joining us. All right. What I wonder is, if I were to cut the little deer, I could cut right at their feet, and I could put him in, and then I could put Mama, and then I could bring Baby over here. I think that's a good idea. We shall see. Okay, and then we can also bring in some little sprigs too. We can just totally use this piece up. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna do this. Trim just a tiny bit more off. There we go. Now we got the feet. Okay, and then the same with Mama here. Get that over there. There we go. All right, so what if we put him here, and then Mama here, and then little Baby right in there? And would that look okay, or would it look a little too much? Now I'm thinking that we put Baby on dimensionals to separate him from his mama just a touch, you know? And possibly we take our little pin here and we add a little bit of color. Okay, I'm going to take my pen and add a little bit of color. And this is how I do edges when I've got tight corners that I need to go on, because I can just come in here like this with my brush, where I couldn't necessarily get in with my sponge daubers. And I'm going to add a little bit of that color. I'm going to add a little bit of that color to my little fawn here. Okay. Oh, I thought there for a second, oh dear, I'm coloring up the the dough, but oh dear, get it? Ha ha ha. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Oh, those outside sounds are just absolute heaven. They're getting really loud now that it's getting darker and late. What time is it? Not even 9 o'clock yet. I'm turning into an old lady. I'm like, ooh, is it late? Is it bedtime? Here we go. Bring a little bit of color up here. Over the top, just a little. Oh, I didn't mean to go that much. That stinks. Okay. New plan. I can hear Ross screaming, pivot! Alright. So I'm gonna bring my color and I'm just gonna drag it out because I went just a little bit too far there. So there we go. Alright. There. I'm gonna let that dry. Okay. Alright, we'll let him dry a little bit. He will dry just a little bit lighter, thankfully. Oh, you're an hour behind me and wondering the same thing. I'm telling you what, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, I'm a hunting. How are you doing, friend? Nice to see you back in here, lovey. All right, I'm going to go ahead and see if I need to put some of these leaves in because I think I might be able to snip like this one right here so that there's just this little section and then have it kind of like that over the corner. Ugh, but I got to get in the view here. Over the corner, just a little like that. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. Yes, absolutely, Dana. You just go for it. Yes, absolutely. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to poke these little pieces out. Hi, Gina, Julie. How are you, folks? Thanks for coming in tonight. Okay, yeah, I think like that is going to be really good. Okay. Let me take a little bit of my liquid glue and very, very carefully squeeze the bottle just a teeny tiny bit. Don't let it do a dookie on you. Just, here we go. Barely touch it. Barely touch it. All right. There we go. I'm barely touching the bottle. I'm absolutely not squeezing the bottle, which I kind of should be a little bit right there, but that's okay. All right, now here's what we got. We got a little bit of greenery right there. I think that's terrific. Yes, beautiful. Hi, Amy. How are you, darling? Okay, and now let me glue my man down here. I'm not gluing all over him. I'm just gluing a little bit of section that I know for a fact is touching the circle here. All right, so I'm going to put him right there. Okay, nice and easy, dude. Nice and easy. And then Mama, she's going to go right over the top of him a little bit. Okay. Something like this. All right. There we go. Now, baby is going to get a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to take some of these dimensional strips because they're a little bit thicker than regular dimensionals are. So it makes them really handy. Okay, and I'm just going to trim off what I need. I don't need much. There we go. Put that back. And then now we've got this little dude. Sweet little baby. And it's gonna go right here, right there with its mama. Take a look at that. So cute. I love it. All right, now let me show you. And there is how it looks. Beautiful, dimensional, so much fun. Lots of dimension, layers, and colors. So fabulous. All right, there is that. So I'm going to set that off to the side and I'm going to keep that for my samples. And yes, that'll be fabulous. Now I'm going to take this deer off the stamp block and I am going to put him in his spot so that I don't lose him. Okay, because yeah, and I'm gonna put my dies back in here so I don't lose them either, because good gravy, you just don't need to be doing that. All right, guys, I am going to pause my crafting for just a moment. I'm going to do a little bit of auctioning. So if you have come to find good deals, stick around. Or if you didn't plan to come to find good deals, stick around anyway. Basically, if you're here, stick around, okay? Because I've got some good stuff that I want to share with you. And I'm still working on the deal with my husband to see who can raise the most funds by the end of the month. And we have, 2 days left? So I need some help. He had big ticket items, so, he's able to do quite a bit there. All right, I actually found a lot of really good stuff at Ollie's the other day, and I'm really excited about them. So I grabbed what I could grab, and I think that you guys are going to love the deals that I've got for you because can you hear me now? How weird. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. All right. Now, obviously, I'm not a pro, so I don't know, but you can see and hear me now. Okay, great. All right. So I have absolutely no idea what just happened there. My screen went blank and then it showed that it was blank on my phone as well. So that was crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to do a little bit of auctioning. I don't know how much of that you heard before the world went blank. So I'm just going to repeat right quick. I had done a big Ollie's haul and found some incredible deals. And so I thought I would get some for me and some for you too. So I'm going to go ahead and run this auction. And these are for one package of 5 absolutely gorgeous gift bags. And they've got the paper rope handles. So if you're into junk journaling or whatever, there are some gorgeous patterns here you can use for pockets or whatever kind of things. You can untwist the paper handles and use those, all kinds of fun stuff. Or you can actually use them for what they're intended, and they're beautiful gift bags. The measurements are a little over 4.5 inches wide. It's 4.528, so it's microscopically over 4.5, and they're 5 inches tall and they're 2 inches wide. So they're actually a really nice sized bag. I don't want to separate these. Just, you know what? I will. I'll see if I can peel it carefully. You guys can see that it's a brand new package. I'm just opening it for demonstration purposes here. Okay, let me take one of these out and show you. Okay, they are so pretty, and they're really nice bags. There you go. So you can see beautiful size, absolutely fabulous. It's really, really nice, sturdy quality bags too. These things are really heavy duty and beautiful. All right, I'm going to start this auction. So let me see. Okay, and there we go. All right, there you go. So it's a whole package of 5 of them. And I've got the bid started at $2. I'm just wanting to make back what I got on these ones. I bought them. They were absolutely beautiful. And I thought, you know what, somebody else is going to love these things. So, yeah, I love it. They are absolutely gorgeous. And I do have a couple of other sets of them, so I can run another auction if somebody wants me to. All right, Lynn, thank you so much. I appreciate you for that auction. Okay, let's see here. The next thing I want to do is, oh, these are fabulous. So these A2 cards and envelopes. All right, there's a package of 6 in each one. They have the cards and the envelopes, and they're American Crafts brand. You know they're great. And I was so excited when I saw them. I mean, Stampin' Up! Has wonderful cardstock and things, but these are really, really heavy-duty card. It's wonderful. So there's a pack of 6 cards and a pack of 6 envelopes, and you have your choice of either black, craft, or white. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start that one here, and that one's gonna start at $2 as well. You'll just let me know which one you want when you win the auction. All right, so there's 6 black ones, 6 white ones, and a set of 6 craft ones, and they have the envelopes with them as well. So they're absolutely fabulous. Okay. Hi, Simba's Pride. That's a cute name. How are you? Datia, Ms. Olivia, how are you, girls? Thank you so much for coming in. All righty, I'll set these off to the side. And let's see here. I've got some stickers. I have some letter stickers. Oops, hold on. There we go. I've got some alphabet stickers here, and these are absolutely fabulous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put out 3 different designs here, okay? So there's 3 different designs. There's gold foil, there's silver foil, and then there's this beautiful red sparkle. Okay. And I'm going to start the auction. These will be $1 a pack, and you'll pick which one of these you'd like to have. So whichever one you'd like to choose is up to you. Okay. Lots of good stickers. You've got the upper and lower case in the little glittery stickers, and you've got multiples of each letter in the gold and silver ones. All right. Hi, Evangeline. How are you? Okay, absolutely fabulous. All right, thank you guys so much for looking at those. Okay, let's see here. The next thing I've got is some paper clips. Let me take a look here. I've got 2 different styles of paper clips. These are really good sized. You can tell by this right here, they're great for all of your scrapbooking, journaling, all kinds of card making fun. And these ones I've made little tassels on and just use them on my journals and things. They are fabulous. And these are little heart shapes. Aren't they adorable? They'd be so cute. So this is going to be for your choice of one or the other, and you will get to choose which one you want to do at that time. So there we go. Auction has started. They are $2, and just really nice heavy duty jumbo paper clips. There's 9 in each package, and you get to choose which one you'd like to have. Okay, there you go. And these are also American Crafts, of course. I was so excited to finally see some American Crafts products in the local Ollie's. Usually I don't get a whole lot of stuff, but it was really nice to see all of it. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Okay, friends, how about something else then? Let's see here. Okay, guys, this right here is a planner stencil ruler. Oh my goodness, say that 3 times fast. A planner stencil ruler, and it has 8 inches worth of measurement here, and then you've got all of the little shapes here that you can trace and mark on your planners. There's a little pin there, question mark, a leaf. You can also put it in your 6 ring binders. All right, so here we go with that one. It's only $1, folks. That's a good price. And it has music notes, and let's see, a sun, a little scooter, a moped, an airplane, thumbs up, the boy and girl symbols there, clouds, arrows, all kinds of fun things for only $1. I love it. All right. Okay, let's see. Something else. What would you guys like to see? How about some of these fabulous cards? These are really heavy-duty cards. They could actually be a whole picture put in a frame. I mean, it's really heavy, like chipboard almost. It has some really neat, interesting kind of Eastern-looking images. Right, I've got a bunch of different designs here, and I think I can put a couple of them into a bid. Let me see here. Well, of course it's closed, darling. It's 9 p.m. Love my husband to death. He had to work late, and I had asked him to go to the store on his way home from work at 4 o'clock, and he worked late and they're closed. Obviously, I know, duh. I got to give him a hard time, but I really shouldn't because, he has been working really hard today. All right, let's see here. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm sending the hubby a message here. All right, there we go. Okay, let's see. Where are my cards? There they are. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this bid, and I'm going to put, let me give you some color there. I'm going to put 2 of them in each of the bids here. So this is for 2. Oh, hold on. This is for 2 of those really pretty cards and envelopes. Now the envelopes are actually really pretty as well. Let me show you those. Right there, they've got a really pretty light blue with some beautiful henna work on them on the front and on the flap. So they would be really nice to make pockets with or some kind of other fun thing. There we go. So you get 2 cards for only $1. That's a great price. All right, let's see here. Okay, darling, that's fine. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, let me set these off to the side then. And I'm going to go ahead and bring out some contraband. I know, scary thing, but I found all of these stamp sets for a ridiculously crazy price. So I'm going to be, oops, that's not what I'm doing. I'm going to do that. There we go. So I'm going to be bringing these out for you guys. And, I know that some folks don't have Ollie's where they are. And even if you do, maybe you have some of these deals and maybe you don't. One thing that always just kills me and makes me have FOMO so bad, because people will post pictures and videos of all these cool things that they found, and they'll say, oh, there were so many of them. There were piles of them. And I'm like, well, then get some and sell them to me, please, because my Ollie's doesn't have them. So that's what I'm doing, okay? I'm putting these items on here and giving you the same prices for them, just in case you don't have access to them. So here you can see these are American Crafts, so you know that even though they're photopolymer stamps, they're really good quality stamps. You've got the alphabet here that has all of the uppers, lowers, and all of the numbers. And they're a good solid image, so they're going to be a lot of fun. You have this one that's got choose happy, grateful, celebrate, congrats, beautiful day, thank you, blessed, family time. You can see all the words there. Absolutely fabulous. Really nice, big, bold words will be perfect for your scrapbooking. And then some really cute images that can go along with them as well. So I'm going to run these at $3 each. And if you bid on this and win the auction, you'll be able to choose from what I've got available here. So here we go. I think you can see the auction is live now. So if anyone would like to bid on one of these, you can choose which one you'd like to have. And these are really good size sets. The letters are almost an inch high, so they're a really decent size. And You've got some really cute images here with some nice little borders. And these could be like planner elements, things like that. And then you have the lovely sentiments here as well. All right, guys, I'll set those aside also. Let's see, what else might I have? Okay. I'm gonna run my little paper clip here. Okay. And there we go. And there you go. All right, so this little guy is starting out at $2. Thank you so much for that, Lynn. I appreciate you. It is such a cute little bookmark or hidden paperclip for whatever your projects. Christmas will be here long before we know it. I cannot believe it. It's already almost September, which means we are at the Burr months, and I'm so excited for that. I can't stand it because I love the fall. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for that, Lynn. I really appreciate you and your purchase. I'm going to put my little reindeer kid on here. And anyway, I absolutely love the fall. I love the crisp air, and when it's nice and cool and you can wear a hoodie and not burn up, and just absolutely wonderful. All right, guys, here's the happy little reindeer starting out at a $2 bid. If you'd like to get this little guy, he is so cute. Has all kinds of little decorative elements to him. He's got some little glittery spots there and inked around the edges, nice corner rounding, and all of the things there. So stinking cute. We can think about Christmas just a little bit, right? Maybe. Maybe. All right. I'll put him aside for now, and I will bring in my little popcorn man, okay? All right. There he is. Let me go ahead and get him set here. And there we go. So there's the little popcorn man. He is absolutely stinking adorable. I love them so much. This cute little film strip, and there's Wink of Stella on all of the little popcorn kernels. So cute. And he's just saying hello. Hello, friend. I think he's so much fun. Hi, Ocean. How are you? Melissa, Kirsten, Emmy Sue. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. All right, there we go. And let's see here. How about some bling? Shall we check on some bling here? I have some items, and let's see. I want to bring in, I always forget how to do this. Oh, there it is. Import. That's what I want to do. Okay. There we go. All right. And I think when I edit, there we go. Okay. There it is. All right, guys. I'm going to start an auction for some of this bling that I have on hand. This one is called Adhesive Backed Seasonal Sequins. And all of the little sequins here have little adhesive dots on the back. Makes it very easy to put them on whatever projects you have. You've got the little smaller size and the bigger size here. You have red, clear or kind of a milky clear white color, gold, and green. So I'm going to go ahead and start that for the bidding. You can see there's a lot in it. It actually says there are 200 sequins in there. So there's plenty enough to do a big handful of cards and projects for Christmas and for any other occasion. You can use the green ones for St. Patrick's Day or John Deere tractor pages or whatever. And there's gold. Gold goes with just about everything, doesn't it? All right. Thank you for watching that one, folks. Okay. I'm going to run it again with this one. This time we're doing resin hearts and embellishments. You can see there's two different colors here. They all have their adhesive on the back of them already. And there you go. Now you can see the white ones. They're so pretty. This would make a beautiful love project. Maybe a little Valentine letter with hearts floating up off of it. Wouldn't that be beautiful? I think it would be so much fun. And they're really, really pretty. They're resin. They're a nice little sturdy heart, but they're tiny and it's great. All right, guys, thank you for watching that one. Let me bring out, let's see, I don't want to switch gears because I'll lose my spot. All right, guys, these ones are adhesive-backed studs. So you've got silver and a glossy black here, 3 different patterns of the bling. These are great for feminine and masculine projects. So you can do these for all kinds of cards and scrapbook pages. They're not super high profile, so they won't take up a whole lot of space on your pages, but they're fabulous. Thank you so much, Bat Mom. I appreciate that. They're absolutely beautiful, and I love the diamond-shaped ones. Those are so cool. This whole thing kind of reminds me of a Harley, like Harley pages and things. Congratulations, Bat Mom. Thank you so much for your purchase. All right. I have another pack of those. If you want me to run it, let me know, and I'll run the other pack. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and move on to these ones. They're a really nice pastel color, and I'm going to pull them out of the package because you can't see the other color up there. There we go. So we've got a light purple, light pink, light blue, light green, and a peach color. And these are absolutely adorable. There we go. The auction has started. They're a little bit faceted on top, and they've got a pearlescent shimmer to them. So they're just absolutely gorgeous pieces. I love them. You can see right there on the gray background there. They're just absolutely beautiful, but they do have that nice shimmer to them. So pretty. Thank you for your bid, Bat Mom. I appreciate that. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. Congratulations, love. You've won that one. All right, I'll set these to the side for you. Okay, the next thing I have is called Dino Roar Enamel Shapes. These are really cute. They're very shiny. They're almost totally flat profile. They do have a little bit of lift to them, but there's not much. They've got a very low profile, and they have just beautiful colors here. Let me see. There we go. Let me open it up like that. So you can see there we've got a couple of different types of leaves in 2 different colors. And then we've got some little triangles here. And these would be absolutely adorable for all kinds of fun little projects. So there we go with that one. Hi, Joey. How are you? Thanks for joining us. All right. There we go. So this is... I would say these are probably Pretty Peacock, these are Old Olive, and these are Real Red, if I had to guess by Stampin' Up's colors, if you know Stampin' Up's colors. They actually had a really cute stamp and die set that matched, that was dinosaurs, of course, and one of the things in the dies was an eggshell, like a whole dinosaur eggshell that was cracked open. And you could make little hinged cards and so many cute things with it. It was so much fun. All right, let's see here. Okay, guys, I have metallic pearls. So there are a sheet of gold ones and a sheet of silver ones in this pack. I'm going to go ahead and start the bid here. These are really small. They're really nice detailed, but they're more of a, like they're not super glossy, but they have a little shimmer to them. But they are really tiny and they're so cute. These are good for all kinds of little crafts. In fact, these would have been really cute to put on my deer thing. So that would have been adorable. Thank you, Bat Mom, for your bid. I appreciate you. You're going to love these. There's so many of them in here, too. 242 of these little embellishments. So that's wonderful. Congratulations for your win, Bat Mom. That's wonderful. Put those with your stack. All right, let's see here. All righty. Now, we mentioned Christmas. These don't have to be for Christmas, but they've got that nice winter wonderland look to them. We've got red, blue, purple, pinkish purple, white, and I believe that's all of them. Let me double check. So I'm going to open the package just to see. Tarantula Keeper, hello, how are you? Aha, the green ones were hiding. I wondered if there was another color in there. So you get an awful lot of these. Now, these are flat. So you have a lot of sway with how many you can put on a project before it starts adding depth to your project. These are absolutely fabulous. And even they're not holographic, but kind of holographic, kind of iridescent. They have a bit of color changing capability to them, depending on what you put them with. So let's see if you can tell the difference here as it kind of goes together. There you go. You see there? So they're really pretty. There's a whole bunch of them on here, and I love the low profile. That makes them fabulous. Hi, Miller. How are you? All right, there we go with that one, folks. If you'd like to bid on that one, so pretty. Lots of different things that you can use these ones for. They're just fabulous, and they're really just simple and wonderful. All right, there we go. Okay. I'm going to put these back in the package here. They are brand new in the package, but of course I have taken them out so that you could see. Here we go. All right, let's see. How about these gold textured ones? These are a pretty decent profile to them, so they pop up just a bit. And you can see as I'm turning them a little, they've got a really cool sheen to them. All right, let me go ahead and start this bid. There you go, folks. Nice and shiny. I'm not going to pull these ones out, but you can see there's 3 different sizes here. So they're good for all sorts of different projects. There we go. And so, yeah, I've got this pile of stuff, and it's all new product, right, that's retired from Stampin' Up. And so being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I can't use them in my classes really because, you know, I wouldn't be able to sell any of them anyway. And so I have a whole bunch of stuff set out, and I have a plan. I really, really would like to be able to get together a trip for my husband who works so bloody hard. He really does. But he's kind of a homebody. He really doesn't want to go anywhere or do anything. So I thought maybe, you know, we live maybe, I don't know, 5 or so hours from Folly Beach in North Carolina. Is that North Carolina or South Carolina? Whichever it is, I always get confused. And the ocean is right there. And we never go anywhere. We never do anything because we're always so busy working. And life is short, isn't it? We should enjoy life while we can. And while we're still young enough and healthy enough to get around. So I'm hoping that if I win our challenge, I'm going to have him take some days off and we're going to go to the beach for just a couple of days. And if he wins this challenge, then we're using the money to do home improvements, which I'm sure needs to be done, but is so boring. It's just boring. Who wants to do that? Wouldn't it be much more fun to go swimming in the ocean? Hi, cats. How are you? All right, here we go, folks. I'm going to go ahead and do this auction now. You've got 4 different colors of beautiful pearls here. Pink, like a pretty peacock color. This is like a blue-green, and this is more like a green-blue, and then gold. I'm doing great, love. How are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, guys, here we go with this item. Bat Mom says, yes, I am looking for those. You've got it, sister. Thank you so much for your bid. I love it. So yeah, I mean, I know that the home improvements need to be done, and obviously we have to stay on top of things, otherwise it costs more later. So all of my realistic friends out there are saying, yes, that's the way to go with your money, but we don't go on vacation ever. I'd really like to. It'd be fun. Thank you so much for that, Bat Mom. I'm going to put that with your stash. All right, guys, I have another one here. This one is so much fun. This one is Stars and Lightning Bolts. It's total rock and roll theme. Yeah, beach all the way. Thank you, Bat Mom. I appreciate that. At least one other person agrees with me. Now, honestly, and in fairness, we really do a lot of work, like we work really hard and we generally are very realistic and reasonable 99.999% of the time. But once in a while, it's okay. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much, Cats, for sharing. I appreciate it so very much. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start the bid on these ones. So as I was saying, I'm sorry I got distracted there. Total rock and roll vibe. We've got some 2 different sizes of stars and then the lightning bolts in all 3 colors. So you'll find the white has the 2 stars and the lightning bolts as well. I'm going to go ahead and run those. They are absolutely adorable. Of course, you can use them for rock and roll kind of things or, nature things. Maybe you take beautiful photos of thunderstorms and stuff like that. This would be perfect for it, wouldn't it? I say that as our eldest child is in Wichita, Kansas, and spends some of her time chasing storms. So that just naturally comes to mind for me. All right. Thank you guys for looking at that one. Let me see. What else do I have here? Okay. Here we go. I've got these beautiful gems. They're opaque adhesive back gems. And you can see there are 3 different sizes of them. We've got white, a lavender, a berry color, and a purple. These are absolutely gorgeous. And there are 240 of them in a package. So let me get that auction started right now. There you go. So pretty. I love all of the colors in these. These are just really nice girly girl colors. And of course, with the white ones, you can color them you can color them with alcohol markers and make them any color you want, which makes them useful for all kinds of projects. So they're a lot of fun. All right. And hi, Jim. How are you? Thanks for coming in. All right, guys, thank you for looking at that one. All right, I have one other bling, and then I'll be able to switch and do some of my trinkets. And yeah, okay. So here's the last of my bling. I've got these adhesive backed hexagons. There's 3 different colors here. If you need any black embellishments, here you go, friends. You've got 3 different sizes: black, light pink, and kind of a minty green here. Let me get that auction started, and there you go. Okay, that silly dog in the backyard. It's not my dog barking. My dogs are being quiet upstairs, behaving themselves. Okay, there we go. You see the little hexagons there? Nice. They're fairly low profile, not flat, but they've got a little dimension to them. Okay, guys, that is all of my embellishments. Let me, or my bling rather, let me go ahead and shift over to the trinkets. So let me see here. All right. And I'm going to run all of these in the trinket category. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you choose which you would like to have if you win the auction, okay? So as you're bidding, you are bidding on your choice. Oh, sorry, that one has its own listing. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, and where? Oh, here we go, sorry. There we go. I'm gonna import that one here. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna show them to you right quick. And then as I start the bidding, you can decide which ones you'd like to have, okay? So these are industrial trinkets. They're really nice, kind of heavy duty. They're sturdy and they're beautiful. They've got a little starburst-like pattern on the backside, and they have kind of a nuts and bolts or lug nut kind of look on the front. So there's the industrial trinkets. And then I have gold holly leaves. Okay. The gold holly leaves are made with ribbon or fabric. So that gold is woven into the leaves. It's not glitter or anything that's going to flake off. And there's actually 2 different sizes of those in the same package. So you can see right there, you've got the 2 sizes. Okay, so there's the holly leaves. All right. This one is called Subtle Shimmer Sequins. Okay, this one has a more silver and gray wintry tones to it, but it also has little metallic silver ones, and it has little round dots that are kind of like water droplets. So there's a lot of really cool possibilities with this sequin pack. Okay, so there's that one. And then let me do this one next, and I will start the bidding between these 4 items, okay? So these are called Perennial Essence Floral Centers. Hey, Judica, how are you? How's it going, Jotmar? How are you? Okay, so these are generally for the insides of flowers, but they can actually be used to make flowers themselves. If you wanted to draw some little lines or whatever on them, you could certainly do that. So I'm going to leave these right here, just like this, and I'm going to go ahead and start the bidding for it. and then you can tell me which one you want if you win, okay? There we go. Let the bidding begin. All right, guys, let me see here. Sorry, I had to get my door. All right, Lynn is winning. Wonderful. Congratulations. Thank you all so much for your bids. All right, Miss Lynn, which one of these would you prefer to have? Would you prefer the trinkets, the holly leaves, the sequin pack, or the flower centers? The holly leaves. Wonderful. All right, I have got you down. Okay, love. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and run this again. This time, I'm going to have just the 3 here. So if someone else was bidding and that the gold holly leaves were not the ones you wanted, then you have a chance to try again. All right, here we go, folks. Okay. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Thanks for coming in. All right. Or maybe the gold holly leaves were what the other person was wanting as well. Sorry about that, folks. Hi, Gwen. How are you? Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, folks. I'm going to go ahead and close these ones up. And then I'm going to bring out the next set. They are little embellishments, Gwen. They can be used for any kind of crafting. You can glue them onto things. For example, these could be used for little feet on furniture or drawer pulls on dressers, miniatures, things like that. Or they can be little embellishments put on a card or something to that effect. These are little flower centers. Of course, they could just be used for embellishments on a project as well. And the others are little loose sequins that can be used for all kinds of things. All right. So if anybody needs me to run any of those again, let me know and I will do that. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and run the next batch here. I have loose holly, gems, and sequins. These are not the same as the gold leaves. These are absolutely gorgeous little embellishments. And let me put those back in there now. I don't need everybody out. Just a little sampling of what they'll see, please. Okay, so these right here, if I can get it to turn around, are little rhinestones. And there's actually 2 different sizes of the rhinestones in here. Oh my goodness, turn over. Oh, good grief. Look, just turn. Just turn over. There you go. Okay. Yeah, these are absolutely stunning. They really are. So there's music notes, there's little holly leaves, and there's holly berries. And like I said, there's 2 different sizes of holly berries. The little ones are really hiding out in there. Well, I thought I grabbed him, but I guess I didn't. Anyway, trust that there are little small ones in there. There's a whole bunch in here, and these things can be used for so many fun projects. All right, so there's the loose holly, okay? And then this one, we have the Sparkle and Shine Sequins assortment. Now, this one has stars and little water droplets and regular sequins, all kinds of little shapes, and they're absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at that sparkle. So gorgeous. It looks like snowfall, doesn't it? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? That fresh fallen snow that when you look outside, it just looks like dazzling diamonds over the top of it. It is my favorite thing ever. Now ask me how many times I get to see it because I live in East Tennessee. I don't get to see it very often, but oh, I miss it. I don't miss driving in it. I don't miss all of that stuff, but I definitely miss that fresh fallen snow. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put these ones there. You have these two to choose from. And let me get this auction started, okay? There we go. All right, so we have that beautiful holly, the loose holly gems and sequins, and then we have the sparkle and shine sequins assortment. Okay, so you've got two absolutely gorgeous sets there. Thank you so much for your bid, Gwen. I appreciate you. So pretty. Remember, if you win the bid, you get to choose which one you want. All right, so if you would like to choose one, all right, Miss Gwen, which one would you like to choose? Would you like to have the loose holly and gems or the sparkle and shine sequins? Which ones would you like to have, love? The loose holly. All right, beautiful. Okay, I've got that set aside. All right, now I have the sparkle and shine sequins assortment here. And then these are, they're called Gumball Machine Shaker Domes, but they can actually be used for so many cool projects. I actually have taken one of these and used it to put hair gel and a little bit of blue coloring in to make it look like a fish tank with some little fishy charms in there, and I put it on a card and cut the center out so that it looked like the fishbowl was sitting on the card. It was so cool. So these are double-sided adhesive pieces here. This has double-sided tape on the front. You peel the backing off, it'll stick to something this way. And then it also has the backing for double-sided adhesive on this side so that you can secure in whatever it is that you would like to put in there. All right. So these can be used for a little shaker thing, or you can use it for, like I said, a little fish bowl or something like that. Let me just put this on here and I'm going to show you. Okay, there we go. See the little shaker? So cute, right? All right, let me put these back in here. Okay, this is a package of 10. So you can get these or you can get the little sequin assortment. All right, so that's what I'm going to start the bidding on now. Your choice of either the sparkle and shine sequins or the shaker domes with the double-sided adhesive. So your choice of which item you would like to get. All right. Hey, Deborah, how's it going, love? Thank you so much for being here. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and put this away. I have just a couple more items for the evening, folks, and then I will pass you off to somebody else who's going live. Let's see here. Okay, guys. This bid is for a package of Heart and Home doilies. These are a really pretty paper doilies. They're thicker. They're thicker than a standard paper doily, and you know those regular paper doilies have that kind of paper towel like texture to them, if you know what I mean. These are actual printed paper, and they have that beautiful design on them. There's 30 in the package, so you're going to get 10 of each of the three colors that you see here. So you've got really beautiful colors. They're solid white on the backside, so you can stamp on them or do whatever you want to. The texture is wonderful. That pattern is beautiful. And I'm thinking, a pocket or a tuck spot in a junk journal, or, the trimming decoration on the side of a piece of whatever, that would be beautiful, wouldn't it? There's so many really cool things that you can do with these things. So I'm going to go ahead and start the bid on these. Remember, there are 30 in the package here. So there we go. That bid is going on. 30 of the little doilies there. Beautiful colors. Absolutely fabulous. They are right about 3.25, right about 3.25 inches wide. So they're a really good size. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate your bid. Let's see there. Hi, Roro. How are you? Okay, Miss Lynn, thank you so much. I'll put that with your order. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to add in my next one here. There it is. All right, guys. This is for the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. If you've ever played with puffy paint before, imagine that in snowy format and being able to stick to everything and having more of a foam type of texture rather than a, what do you even call that? Puff paint has that kind of smooth texture. This is more like the spray foam that you used to put in the windows. It stays put though, it doesn't flake off like that, but basically you have the little fine tip nozzle here and you apply it wherever you want to, and then you heat it up with either your hair dryer or a heat tool, and it puffs up, and it is so cool. Hey Sherry, hey Miss Kristen, welcome back, ladies. How are you? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run that one as soon as I find where it went. Where did it go? I don't know. It just left me. There it is. Oh, it's already in there. Okay, well, then if it's in there, where is it at? I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let me refresh that. All right. Man, I was doing so good all night, too. And then, lo and behold, it gives me a hard time. Okay. Oh, that's why. All right, here we go. We are running this as an auction. There you go. All right. Oh, Bat Mom, you are on it, friend. There you go. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much for bidding. This stuff is absolutely wonderful, and I'm telling you, it'll last you a long while, too. There's quite a bit in here, and it just doesn't take very much. So it's absolutely wonderful. And as you apply it and you heat it up, you can go back and apply more and then heat it up some more after that. Yeah, it's wonderful. All right, congratulations, Bat Mom. That one's going in your box. Let's see here. Val says, do you have more? Let me take a look, friend. I actually might. Let me just take a look right quick. I don't want to tell you I do and then not have it, but I think I do. Ah. Indeed I do. All right, friends, I do indeed have more. In fact, I have a couple more jars. All right, so there is that one for Bat Mom. Let me see if I can take that item and duplicate it. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to just redo a new one. So here we go. Give me just a moment. Let me add it in here. Okay. There we go. Give me just a second. I'm getting ready to do the auction bidding right now. So, Snowfall. There we go. Paint. Oops. There we go. All right. And here we go. Come on now. Shipping profile. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this thing to go live. All right. Now then, auction. Oh my word. There we go. There it is. Okay, now you can go, Val. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm so sorry about that. There you go. All right. And this stuff is absolutely wonderful. It really is fabulous stuff. So if anyone else would like to have some, that is absolutely wonderful. All right, Casey Crafter in the house. Hello, friend Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here. All right, Miss Val, you got it, love. Okay, and would anyone else like me to run that again? Two Trinkets, how are you, friend? Okay, for Casey Crafts, here we go. All right, there you are, friend. Yeah, this stuff is absolutely fabulous. I really love it. And of course, with Christmas crafts coming up and wintertime crafts, it's going to be good. It's going to be wonderful. I am so thankful for you guys being here with me. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. All right, yeah. I came in and did a little bit of crafting, and I intended to do some auctioning and then do a little more crafting again, but it's getting late, so I will probably do more crafting later. I know that I have, let's see, is today Friday? It is, isn't it? The days, they run together. Okay, while I was over there looking for the Snowfall stuff, actually, you know what? I have, but I can totally rerun them. Let me grab them for you right here, okay? So I've got these different letter sets, and let me go right back here. Your choice of which one you'd like to do. Here we go, Val. There you go. Okay. And so there you got it. Go ahead and place your bid in there, love. Okay. Yeah, those red ones are absolutely beautiful. They've got a nice sparkle to them. So pretty. All right. Anywho's, I think I've got a show scheduled for Sunday at 1:00. So I will go ahead and go live on that one. All right, there you go, Val. Let me put that with the other one there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run this one more time here. Let's see. shop. Unless I only had that for one item, which I may have. All right. Okay, okay. All right, folks. If anyone else would like to have any of the letters, I do have another of the red ones if you like those. And otherwise, I'm going to do a giveaway right quick. I'm doing the follower giveaway here first. So go ahead and enter that giveaway. And if anyone would like me to run the alpha stickers again, just let me know. Okay, and as I was saying, I had found some more of these little trinkets. So I had shown you guys the gumball machine domes right here, right? And these are called frosted beads. And they actually came out with the domes, or in addition to the domes, to be used as shaker for like a gumball machine. And they're really pretty. They can be used for all sorts of things. My daughter had actually mentioned that they would be really good to put in slime if you make slime, which I do not. So, whatever. But anyway, I have these items here and I will run them here now. Let's see. All right, give me just a second for the there's the trinkets. Give me just a second for the A2 cards, love, and I will absolutely run them for you. Okay, so you will get your choice of the shaker domes or the frosted bead assortment there. All right, and there's a lot in there. It says there's a quantity of approximately 900, if you care to count them. Oh, my word. All right, Miss Val, which one would you like to have, love? Would you like to have the frosted beads or the domes? Your choice, darling. All right, and let me grab the... Here we go. Oh, there. Okay. All right, Val, which would you like to have, love? Would you like to have the frosted beads, or would you like to have the gumball machine shakers? Okay, I'll tell you what. I've got the domes here. Let me go ahead and run that again right quick, and there you go for the beads. Yeah, they're going to be absolutely fabulous. It was so much fun playing with those. All right. Hey, Senior Susan, how are you, lovey? Thank you for joining back in. All righty, there you go. And then the next thing I will run will be the A2 cards. Okay. All right, Val, there you go, darling. That's all yours. All right, for the A2 cards, I have a set of black, a set of white, and a set of craft. And there's 6 per pack. So you've got 6 cards and 6 envelopes, okay? All right, you get your choice of which color you want, and there goes the auction starting now. All right, Casey Crafter, thank you so much for your bid. I appreciate you. All right, and we've got a minute left in the drawing. If you haven't entered the drawing yet, be sure to go ahead and do that. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys are absolutely fantastic. All right, Casey Crafter, which color would you choose, love? White. All right, I'm going to go ahead and run that again for the choice of black or craft. All right. There we go. Casey Crafter. Hi, Pry Beauty. How are you? Thank you for joining us. All right, Casey, which one will it be this time, love? Black. All right. Running the craft ones, folks. Here we go. Tammy, how are you, friend? Thank you so much for joining. All right. Oh, Val, you're our winner. Congratulations, friend. All right. There you go. I've put that item there for you. And Casey is getting her hands on the craft colored cards. There you go. All right. Let's see. There we go. Okay, friends, let me see here. I'm just double checking. Is there anything in the listing that anyone would like me to run again? I have the gift bags. I've got some foam adhesive dots. I have some really interesting stamp sets, and they're really cheap too. And then the paper clips, any more of the alpha stickers, anything that you see in the product list there. Otherwise, I will go ahead and say goodnight and see you all on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to be doing more crafting. I'm definitely going to be crafting with this Autumn Toile collection because, as I mentioned earlier, I have some projects that I have to get made up to make samples with. So I will be busy doing that. The stencil ruler. The stencil ruler is an 8-inch long ruler. It's a nice solid plastic, but it's got all of these beautiful little images in here for like your planner or scrapbook pages or whatever you want to use it for. It measures up to 8 inches and it's fabulous. Would you like me to run it for you? Let me see if there's anything else. I don't think that there is. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for looking. All right, folks. Then in that case, I'm going to go ahead and put the cap on my glue bottle so that I don't forget and clean up my station. And I'm going to go upstairs for the night. So thank you all so much. Don't forget to bookmark my show on Sunday. And if you're not already following me, I would love for you to follow me. Oh, hold on. Don't leave yet. One last thing to do. We've got to do that buyer's giveaway. Don't let me forget. Hold on. Here we go, friends. Okay. There it is, folks. Go ahead and enter the buyer's giveaway if you've purchased something from me this evening. And I definitely don't want to forget that. And there we go. All right, wonderful. And okay, I'm going to give it about 10, 15 more seconds, and then I will do the drawing. That way we're not having to wait for the full 5 minutes because I forgot to change the time on it. So I'll give you just another couple of seconds. Last call to enter the buyer's giveaway. All right, last call, going once, going twice. All right, here we go, folks. I'm going to draw the winner. And Val, you've had a lucky night. Congratulations. You will get that gift as well. So thank you very much. All right, folks, thank you again. I hope I will see you on Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be doing more crafting and may have some more stuff to share and sell as well. So I will see you guys then, all right? Have a wonderful evening. Bye. Let's see. Who can we raid? Who indeed? The Craftpreneur is on. The Crafty Nook is on. The Crafty Nook looks good. All right, guys, I'm going to send you all over there to the Crafty Nook. Make sure you say hello.